Hi guys, whenever I do this makeup look and post a picture on Instagram or anything, people always ask me how I do the makeup and if I could do a tutorial. So I thought it was about time that I broke my tutorial virginity and started with this one. I wasn't really sure how long it would be if I spoke along what I was doing at the same time, so I've just got on and done the makeup, which was quite hard doing it in a little mirror. But anyway, hope you enjoy it. If you do, please like and subscribe and let me know if there's anything else you would like to see. Thanks. Hi. So I realise it's a bit out of focus at the moment, but I do realise in a sec, so don't worry about that. Starting off by priming my face using Maybelline Dream Pure BB Cream. It's the one for oily skin. It has 2% salicylic acid in it. The shade I use is medium. Right, now I'm in focus. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion over my eyelids. You only really need to use a little bit. I've used far too much on this eye, but that was the trouble with doing it without a mirror. It makes the intensity of your eyeshadow colour stand out more, make sure it lasts longer. You must make sure it's rubbed in properly. Now I'm using the Bourjois Maxi Delight Bronzer in number 2. I'm using it with a Real Techniques Duo Fibre eye brush, just above my socket, using it kind of like a transition shade for the rest of my eyeshadow colours to blend into. I'm using it in a windscreen wiper motion and pulling it out following the line of my eyebrow rather than to the end of my eye to make my eye appear slightly larger. Now I'm using my Sure Mirror eyelash curlers to curl my lashes. I normally do this as one of the very first things because I like to get right down to the base of my lashes, and I've got quite small eyelids, quite short lashes, and sometimes the curlers can touch my eyes and pull off any makeup, particularly eyeliner. Now I'm using the MAC Inventive Eyes 4 palette. The colour I'm using first is Inventive, which is a deep purple colour. You could use any dark colour. The mistake I made was that I washed my brushes and they were still a bit damp, so the colour's going on kind of harsh. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury smudger brush here, and I'm just putting that colour into the socket of my eye. So you can see it slightly when my eye is open. Again, pulling it down, following the shape of the eyebrow. It does look a bit scary at this point, but that's where you bring in the bronzer again and just blend out that line. As I said, my smudge brush was wet, damp rather, so it's not blending as well as it should, but you get the idea. Now I'm using White Wheat from the same palette, which is a reflective golden kind of colour. It's really pretty. Again, you can do this with any pale colour, but I think it works nicely with something that's quite reflective. I'm using a MAC 239 brush to pat this colour on. Now I'm going back with my smudge brush to just get rid of any of those hard lines that the lighter colour made. I wish that brush wasn't damp. I'm trying to correct it, but it's not really doing much. Then I'm taking Charlotte Tilbury The Retoucher Concealer. I'm using shade number 2, putting it under my eyes. It's slightly lighter, but I want something slightly lighter under my eyes. And then I blend it in using my 4th finger, and at the edge of my eyeshadow I follow the line of my lower lash line to just give a nice finishing edge to the eyeshadow. Next I do my eyeliner, and I'm using the Laura Geller Inkwell Waterproof Liner. It comes with its own brush, but I just got the new Real Techniques silicone eyeliner brush. I was so excited I thought I'd give it a go. It's really nice actually. I've heard lots of good things about it. I find eyeliner really hard to do as it is, let alone with one hand and in a tiny mirror. So you have to bear with me. I like to start by drawing the line at the edge of my eye that I've just created with the concealer where I've wiped away my eyeshadow. Then I go along the rest of my line. Make sure you get down in the inside corner of the eye as well. I had to go off to do the other eye because I just can't do it. That eye has limited closing capabilities. Next I am using Double Wear Foundation in shade Desert Beige, and I am applying it with a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which is damp. I know people might think I do my makeup in a funny order, but there's reason behind me doing each thing in the order that I do it. Just noticed my neighbour in the garden. I was hoping that he wasn't watching me. Blending any excess down onto my neck, just to make it a bit more seamless. Now I'm using Collection Concealer in Warm Medium. All the labels rubbed off, but I think it's called Lasting Finish. It's like a liquid concealer, it's really good. Just putting that on any blemishes that need covering up, tapping it in with my finger and then just going over it with any excess product that was on my sponge. It's awful on my lips. Next, onto the eyebrows. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift. First brushing through my eyebrows to get rid of any foundation that's on there and get all my hairs up in the right direction. Then I'm using the colour to just make more of a defined line at the bottom and fill in any gaps. Looks like my earring's about to fall out. I've tightened it now. Next I am going to fix my foundation using Rimmel Stay Matte in Warm Beige. I am putting it on with, I believe I got this brush from Curl and Brush, I don't know what it's called. I like it because it's quite small and firm and compact. So it means that I get more powder, and I've got really oily skin. My skin gets really shiny, so I like to make sure that the powder is kind of concentrated. Next I am using that Inventive colour again with the domed end of the Tarte eyeliner brush, just lining my bottom lash line. Next I am using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara, which I absolutely love. Now for the blush, I'm using Stereo Rose Mineralized Skin Finish, which is an absolute favourite of mine. This is the original formula. They recently brought it out again, but they changed how it is. It's still on the original. Now for bronzer, using the same Pore Dry Maxi Delight. Oh, I was using a MAC 187 brush for my blusher, and for the bronzer I'm using the Real Techniques Duo Fibre Face Brush, putting it underneath my cheekbones, onto the high points of my face where the sun would naturally hit, so top of my forehead, the nose, and then just bringing it round to blend it in along my jawline and onto my neck. Next for lips, I really like to use pink for this look. Quite often I do something really hot pink and bold. Today I am using the YSL Glossy Stain in number 17. When you do one